1 second, sir. Give me 1 second.
Namaste. Prostrating at the lotus feet of Brahmanishta Shrotriya Sadguru Swami Virajeshwara Saraswati and the entire Guru Parampara on behalf of all of us. Today's discourse on Viveka Chudamani will continue. Om Shri Ganeshaya Namah. Om Mahasaraswatyai Namah. Sadashiva Samarambham Shri Shankaracharya Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam Shruti Smrti Purana Namalayam Karunalayam Namami Bhagavatpadam Shankaram Loka Shankaram Shankaram Shankaracharyam Keshavam Badarayanam Sutra Bhashtakruto Vande Bhagavantau Punah Punah Sarva Vedanta Siddhanta Gocharam Tamagocharam Govindam Paramanandam Sadgurum Pranatosmiham Om Namo Bhagavate Virajeshwaraya Harihi Om. In the last few shlokas, verses, Acharya Shankara Bhagavatpada is in one sense, how to put it, is one sense explaining Atma Darshana principle itself. He is talking about Atma Darshana itself, the real revelation to his disciple. Now he continues. He had stopped at shloka number, according to the book I am following here, 391. So from today, shloka verse number 392, we will continue. Again and again, again and again, again and again, the same point Acharya is explaining without any tiredness. It may look repetition for some of us, listening to the same sermon all the time. ಈ ಶ್ಲೋಕಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಆಚಾರ್ಯರು ಆತ್ಮದರ್ಶನದ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಏನು ಉಪದೇಶ ಕೊಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರಲ್ಲ, ಪದೇ ಪದೇ ಹೇಳಿದ ವಿಚಾರವನ್ನೇ ಮತ್ತೆ ಮತ್ತೆ ಅದೇ ವಿಚಾರವನ್ನೇ ಆತ್ಮಾನುಭೂತಿಯ ಬಗ್ಗೆ, ಆತ್ಮದರ್ಶನದ ಬಗ್ಗೆ, ಆತ್ಮನ ಸ್ಥಿತಿಯ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಹೇಳ್ತಾನೆ ಇದ್ದಾರಲ್ಲ. ಒಂದೊಂದ್ಸಲ ಅನಿಸುತ್ತೆ, ಹೇಳಿದ್ದನ್ನೇ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರಲ್ಲ ಆಚಾರ್ಯರು, ನಮ್ಗೆ ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗಿದೆಯಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ಅನಿಸಬಹುದು. ಆದರೆ ಬಹಳ ವಿವೇಚನಾಪೂರ್ಣವಾಗಿ ಅಕ್ಕರೆಯಿಂದ ಪ್ರೀತಿಯಿಂದ ಆಚಾರ್ಯರು ಪದೇ ಪದೇ ಇದನ್ನು ಯಾಕೆ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ, ಆ ಸತ್ಯ ಸರಿಯಾಗಿ ನಮ್ಮ ತಲೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಉಳಿದುಕೊಂಡು ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗಬೇಕು, ಈ ಮನಸ್ಸಿಗೆ ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗಬೇಕು, ಬುದ್ಧಿಗೆ ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗಬೇಕು. ಯಾಕೆ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ, ಹೋದ ಶ್ಲೋಕದಲ್ಲಿ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರು, ಶ್ರುತಿ ಬ್ರುವೀತಿ ವೈತರಾಹಿತ್ಯಂ ಮಿಥ್ಯಾ ಅಧ್ಯಾಸ ನಿವೃತ್ತಿಯೇ ನಾನ್ಯತ್ ಇತಿ. ದ್ವೈತರಾಹಿತ್ಯಂ ಮಿಥ್ಯಾ ಅಧ್ಯಾಸ ನಿವೃತ್ತಯೇ ಶ್ರುತಿ ಬ್ರವೀತಿ. ಉಪನಿಷತ್ತುಗಳ ಮೂಲ ಆಶಯ ಏನು ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ, ಈ ದ್ವೈತ ಭಾವದಲ್ಲಿಯೇ ಜಗತ್ತು ಪ್ರಕಟ ಆಗಿರೋದ್ರಿಂದ, ನಾನು ಬೇರೆ, ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ವಸ್ತು ಬೇರೆ, ನಾನು ಬೇರೆ, ಪರಮಾತ್ಮ ಬೇರೆ, ನಾನು ಬೇರೆ, ನೀವು ಬೇರೆ ಅನ್ನೋ ಈ ಭಾವ ದ್ವೈತ ಭಾವದಲ್ಲಿ ಇರೋದ್ರಿಂದ, ಈ ಮೂಲ ಅಜ್ಞಾನದಲ್ಲಿರೋದ್ರಿಂದ ನಾನು ಸ್ವಯಂ ಆತ್ಮಸ್ವರೂಪನೇ ಆಗಿದ್ದೇನೆ ಅನ್ನುವ ಭಾವ ಮನಸ್ಸಿಗೆ ಬರದೇ ಇರೋದ್ರಿಂದ, ಆ ಮೂಲ ಅಜ್ಞಾನದ ಕಾರಣದಿಂದ ಅದನ್ನು ಮತ್ತೆ 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 ಬೇರೆ ಬೇರೆ ರೀತಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಉಪನಿಷತ್ತುಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಬೇರೆ ಬೇರೆ ಮಹಾಮಂತ್ರಗಳು, ಮಹಾವಾಕ್ಯಗಳು ಬಂದಿವೆ ಅಂತ ಆಚಾರ್ಯ ಕೋರು. So to continue that, the next shloka, same point, again same point. Akashavat nirmala nirvikalpa nissima nispandana nirvikaram antarbahishunnyam ananyamadvayam swayam param brahma kimasti bhodhyam. A beautiful, simple shloka. Akashavat nirmala nirvikalpa nissima nispandana nirvikaram antarbahishunnyam ananyam advayam Swayam param brahma kimasti bodhyam. Swayam param brahma kimasti bodhyam. Bodhyam kimasti. Keywords. Swayam param brahma bodhyam kimasti. ಇದರ ಈ ಶ್ಲೋಕದ ಅರ್ಥ ಏನು ಅಂತ, ಆಕಾಶದ ಹಾಗೆ, ಆಕಾಶದ ಉದಾಹರಣೆ ಕೊಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ, ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗಲಿ ಅಂತ. ಆಕಾಶ ಎಷ್ಟು ವಿಶಾಲವಾಗಿದೆ, ಆಳವಾಗಿದೆ, ಉದ್ದ ಆಗಲ್ಲ, ಯಾರಿಗೂ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ, ಅಳತೆಗೆ ಸಿಗದೆ ಇರತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಆಕಾಶ, ಸ್ಪೇಸ್, ಅಂತರಿಕ್ಷ, ವ್ಯೋಮ. ಹಾಗೆ ಆಕಾಶದಂತೆ ನಿರ್ಮಲವು, ನಿರ್ವಿಕಲ್ಪವು, ವಾರವಿಲ್ಲದ್ದು, ಎಲ್ಲೆ ಇಲ್ಲದ್ದು, ಸ್ಪಂದನ ಇಲ್ಲದ್ದು, ನಿರ್ವಿಕಾರವು, ಸ್ವಗತ ಭೇದರಹಿತವೂ ಆಗಿರತಕ್ಕಂತಹ, ತನಗಿಂತ ಬೇರೆ ಯಾವುದೇ ವಸ್ತು ಇಲ್ಲದ್ದು ಆಗಿರತಕ್ಕಂತಹ ಅದ್ವಯನಾದ ಪರಮಾತ್ಮ, ಆ ಪರಬ್ರಹ್ಮ ವಸ್ತು, ಆ ಪರಬ್ರಹ್ಮ ತತ್ವ ತಾನೇ ಆಗಿದ್ದೇನೆ. ಇದನ್ನು ತಿಳಿದ ಮೇಲೆ ಮತ್ತೆ ಬೇರೆ ತಿಳಿಯಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಏನಿದೆ ಅಂತ ಆಚಾರ್ಯರು ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. ಮೂಲ ವಿಚಾರ ತಾನು ಯಾರು ಅಂತ ಅರ್ಥ ಆದ ಮೇಲೆ, ತಾನು ಸ್ವಯಂ ಪರಮಾತ್ಮ ಸ್ವರೂಪನೇ, ಪರಬ್ರಹ್ಮ ಸ್ವರೂಪನೇ ಅಂತ ಅರ್ಥ ಆದ ಮೇಲೆ, ಎರಡನೇ ವಸ್ತುವೇ ಇಲ್ಲದೆ ಇರತಕ್ಕಂತಹ ಪರಮ ಅದ್ವೈತ ಸ್ಥಿತಿಯಲ್ಲಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ, ಏಕಂ ಏವ ಅದ್ವಿತೀಯಂ ಸ್ಥಿತಿಯಲ್ಲಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ, ಅಖಂಡವಾಗಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಪರಬ್ರಹ್ಮ ವಸ್ತು, ಆ ಪರತತ್ವ, ಆ ಪರಾವರ ತತ್ವ, ಆ ಪರಬ್ರಹ್ಮ ತತ್ವ, ಆ ಪರಮಾತ್ಮ ತತ್ವ, ಆ ನಿರ್ವಿಕಾರ, ನಿರ್ವಿಶೇಷ, ನಿರ್ಗುಣ ಪರಬ್ರಹ್ಮ ತತ್ವ. ಸ್ವಯಂ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ತಾನೇ, ಸ್ವಯಂ ನಾನೇ ಆಗಿದ್ದೇನೆ ಅಂತ ತಿಳ್ಕೊಂಡ ಮೇಲೆ, ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅನುಭವಿಸಿದ ಮೇಲೆ, ಅದು ಅನುಭವಕ್ಕೆ ನೇರವಾಗಿ ಬಂದ ಮೇಲೆ ಮತ್ತೆ ಬೇರೆ ತಿಳ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಏನಿದೆಯಪ್ಪ ಶಿಷ್ಯ, ಒಂದನ್ನು ತಿಳಿದುಕೊಂಡ್ರೆ ಎಲ್ಲವನ್ನೂ ತಿಳಿದ ಹಾಗಾಯ್ತು ಅನ್ನೋ ಭಾವ. ಸೊ ಹಿಯರ್ Acharya is telling his disciple, look, my dear disciple, see, once you experience by first hand, once you know by first hand, by your own self-experience, not by indirect method of learning from books, but by direct perception, by direct revelation, once you know that you are that Paripurna, Swayam, Parabrahma principle, Paramatma principle, Paratattva principle, which is so vast, infinite, it is by itself attributeless, by itself it is always existing. There is no death and birth, no death and rebirth. So that supreme Parabrahma Tattva, that pure consciousness, that Sat Swarupa, everlasting, ever existing, never changing Sat Swarupa, that pure awareness, consciousness, Chit Swarupa, and that pure Ananda Swarupa itself, not Ananda Maya, Parabrahma Tattva, Paramatma Tattva, Paramatma Vastu is Swayam Ananda Swarupa. When that is realized, that I am that Parabrahma Swarupa only, Antarbahi Shunyam Ananyam Advayam, Antarbahi Shunyam Ananyam Advayam. So that is infinite, motionless, not subject to any change, and it is without inside, without outside. It is always by itself, non-dual. It is one only, akhanda. It is not divided. It is ever existing. So that Paramatma Swarupa, myself, and that is understood. Swayam Param Brahma Kimasti Bhahotyam. When that is understood, what else is there, my dear disciple, to understand anything more? The primary purpose, the primary goal, the very fact that the human birth has occurred with the reasoning capacity, with the thinking capacity endowed in the brain, with that viveka, with the prajna endowed in the brain, the purpose of the human birth is to understand what is forgotten. It is not something new you are going to observe outside and something new you are going to get from outside. It is only to realize the actual, what is my true nature, not the superimposed, all these births, all these in the millions of births. And even now in this birth, what I have thought that I am this body, this physical sharira, that ego, sense of I, subjected to the body, physical body, and also subtle body, sukshma sharira. Always it pulsates in the form of I. I have to do this, I have to do this, I have to go there, I have to come here. I have to plan this way, I should not plan in that way. These are my people, they are not my people. I have a status, I am better than others. I want to improve myself, I want to earn more, I want to have more and more all the pleasurable things in my life. I want to boss over everyone. I want to have that power in the hand so that I can rule over the world. See, all these feelings, these are desires. They come from the sense of I. Aham, that is ahankara. Me, myself. So always, Acharya has already said in the previous shloka, when the sense of I sets in from the birth itself till the last day of the death, last hour of the death, till the last minute of the death, till the last second of the death, sense of I always pertains to body, mind complex. Sharirabhimana, always I am this body, mind complex. It always remains, always remains. Because of that, all the desires pertain to this sense of I. So the sense of I am so and so, I am so and so, pertains to ahankara, aham. 24/7, that feeling is always there. That feeling is always there. Only it is suppressed in deep sleep. It is suppressed in deep sleep, that's all. Even the dream state, it is there. And of course, the waking state, completely, the sense of I is there. And this is called ahankara, ahambhava. Along with that, mamakara. Vedanta is very clear in using these two terms, ahankara and mamakara. Because of the sense of I, attachment to my own body, sharirabhimana, mamakara sets in. These people are mine. These people are my kith and kins. These people are my relatives. These people are my friends. These things are mine. These things belong to me. This house belongs to me. All these objects of sensuous pleasures, objects which give me gratification, satisfaction in life, they belong to me. So mamakara. So there is attachment not only with myself, there is attachment with my own people and things around me. That is mamakara. Mamakara. Mama means mine. Aham means I. So me, in other words. So me and mine, they go together. They go always together. So beyond this, Acharya says to his disciple, once you have understood that you are no more the body, devoid of all the desires and ahankara, mamakara, and if you are established really in Brahma Tattva, if you have become Brahmanistha, if you have understood your own Atma Swarupa, you are no more the body. You are that Parabrahma principle, that Chaitanya, that pure awareness and consciousness pervading everywhere. Everywhere. There is nothing separate entity Same consciousness is there in another individual. The same Chaitanya is there in the third individual. The same supreme consciousness is there in the non-sentient things also, in the Jadavastu also. All this is, the whole thing ultimately is nothing but Parabrahma Vastu manifested in so many forms, so many names and forms, appearances. There is only one Paramatma Vastu, Parabrahma Vastu, appearing in so many ways, appeared during creation. If this is understood correctly, Acharya says here, Swayam Param Brahma Kim Asti Bhodhyam. So when this is understood, what else is there to know in life? This is the Parama Uddeshya. This is the primary goal. This is what is called in Vedanta Parama Purushartha. What is a Parama Purushartha? Parama Purushartha is to know who really I am. Once I know who really I am by self-personal first own experience. It is not intellectual understanding. Please remember, all Mahatmans, Vedanta is very clear, Upanishads, Shrutis are very clear. All Sant Purushas in their Nirvachanas, in their Upadeshas, they are very clear. By thinking, by using my logical brain, if I say, yes, I have understood. I have understood what you are talking, sir. Yes, I am not so and so. I am Parabrahma Vastu. I am that Atma. I am that Paramatma Vastu. Yes, I am. If you say like that, it is not that. The moment intellectually, if you say I have understood, that means you have not understood. That is another issue itself. In the Kenopanishad, there is a Maha Mantra. We will not take up here right now all the details. Only summary I can tell you. The summary of the mantra is in the Kenopanishad. Details I am avoiding here. That Maha Mantra in Kenopanishad says, anyone who thinks that he knows, really he doesn't know. Please follow the 4 point there in the Upanishad. Anyone who thinks and declares that he knows, really he doesn't know. The one who knows really will not speak. He remains silent. The one who knows will not say anything about it. He will just remain silent. Even if you prod him and ask him, he will say, I don't know. At the most, I don't know. Anyway, so that is the point here Acharya is dealing with. Akashavat nirmala nirvikalpaha nissima nispandana nirvikaram atmatattva antarbahi shunyam ananyam advayam swayam param brahma. That is atmatattva. Kim asti bodhyam. Once you know that, what else is there to know? What else is there to know? Next sloka, fairly long one. Vaktavyam kimu vidyatetra bahuda brahmaiva jivasvayam brahmaitat jagadatatam nusakalam brahma dvitiyam shutihi brahmaivahamiti prabhuddhamatayah santyakka bhashyaspukam brahmi bhuya vasanti santata chidanandatmanaitat dhruvan. There are 4 charanas here. First 2 charanas. Vaktavyam kimu vidyatetra bahuda brahmaiva jivasvayam brahmaitat jagadadatatam nusakalam brahma dvitiyam shutihi. So here again Acharya ಏನು ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ, ಈ ವಿಷಯದಲ್ಲಿ ಮತ್ತೆ ಮತ್ತೆ ನೋಡಪ್ಪ ವತ್ಸ, ನೋಡಪ್ಪ ಶಿಷ್ಯ, ಮತ್ತೆ ಮತ್ತೆ ಬಹುವಿಧವಾಗಿ ಹೇಳೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಏನಿದೆಯಪ್ಪ, ಮತ್ತೆ ಮತ್ತೆ ವಿಶದವಾಗಿ ಈ ಜೀವನೇ ಸ್ವಯಂ ಬ್ರಹ್ಮ ಅನ್ನೋದು ಅರ್ಥಕೊಳ್ಳೋದೇ ಮುಖ್ಯ. ಈ ಜೀವ ತಾನೇ ಬ್ರಹ್ಮಸ್ವರೂಪನಾಗಿದ್ದಾನೆ. ಈ ಸಕಲ ಜಗತ್ತು ಬ್ರಹ್ಮಸ್ವರೂಪವಾಗಿದೆ. ಬ್ರಹ್ಮವು ಅದ್ವೈತ ಸ್ಥಿತಿಯಲ್ಲಿದೆ. ಬ್ರಹ್ಮವನ್ನ ಬಿಟ್ಟು, ಪರಮಾತ್ಮ ತತ್ವವನ್ನು ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಬೇರೆ ವಸ್ತುವೇ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಸಕಲ ಜಗತ್ತೂ ಬ್ರಹ್ಮಮಯವಾಗಿದೆ. ಈ ಜೀವ ಆತನೂ ಸ್ವಯಂ ಬ್ರಹ್ಮವೇ ಆಗಿದ್ದಾನೆ. ಇನ್ನ ಈ ವಿಷಯದಲ್ಲಿ ಮತ್ತೆ ಮತ್ತೆ ಹೇಳೋದು ಏನಿದೆ? ವಕ್ತವ್ಯಂ ಕಿಮು, ವಾಟ್ ಎಲ್ಸ್ ಇಸ್ ದೇರ್ ಟು ಸೇ ಅಗೇನ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಅಗೇನ್? ವಿದ್ಯತೆ ಅತ್ರ ಬಹುಧಾ ಬ್ರಹ್ಮೈವ ಜೀವ ಸ್ವಯಂ ಬ್ರಹ್ಮೈತತ್ ಜಗತ್ ಆತತಂ ನು ಸಕಲಂ ಬ್ರಹ್ಮ ಅದ್ವಿತೀಯಂ ಶ್ರುತಿ. ಸೊ ಆಚಾರ್ಯ ಸೇಸ್ again to the Shishya, look, what else is there more to say? Is there anything else? Jiva himself is Brahma. The Jiva, the living entity called as Jiva in the body, himself is Brahma. Himself is Brahma Vastu or Paramatma Vastu. Vidyate atra bahuda vaktavyam kimu brahmaiva jivam swayam. Brahma eva jivam swayam. This jiva, living principle, entity called jiva, is Brahma padartha only, Brahma vastu only. What else is there to say? Brahmaitat jagat adatam nu sakalam brahma dvitiyam shruti. Upanishads declare, Shruti means Upanishads. Upanishads means Shruti. Shruti declares that this Parabrahma Vastu, Paramatma Vastu, this godly principle, cosmic principle, whatever names we can give, this is only one Vastu. There is no second. It is Ekam Eva Advitiyam. Brahma Advitiyam. Brahma etat Jagat Atatam nu sakalam. The whole world, this whole creation, this universe, this Jagat is nothing but Brahma Swarupa. Consequentially, even the Jiva is Brahma Swarupa. There is no difference between Jiva and Brahma here. The entire world is Brahma Swarupa. In Brihadaranyaka Upanishad, there is a famous, very short Mahamantra. Brihadaranyaka Upanishad says, Neha nanasti kinchana. Neha nanasti kinchana. Very short mantra, Mahavakya. Brihadaranyaka says, Neha nanasti kinchana. If you split Neha, na iha, na plus iha, neha. Na iha, nanasti if you split. Nana plus asti, kinchana. Absolutely. Iha, here, in this universe, in this world. Iha means here, in this appearing or this appeared manifestation, in this appeared Jagat. Nana asti na kinchana. There are no different individuals or entities. Neha na iha nana asti kinchana. In this created, appeared universe, there are no different entities. In reality, there is only one Vastu, that is Parabrahma Vastu, Paramatma Vastu. Neha nanasti kinchana. Brihadaranyaka ಉಪನಿಷತ್ತಲ್ಲಿ ಬರೋ ಮಂತ್ರ ಏನ್ ಹೇಳುತ್ತೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಈ ಜಗತ್ತಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಬೇರೆ ಬೇರೆಯಾಗಿ ಕಣ್ಣಿಗೆ ಕಂಡರೂ ನಿಜವಾದ ಅರ್ಥದಲ್ಲಿ ಬೇರೆ ಬೇರೆ ಪದಾರ್ಥಗಳು, ಜೀವಿಗಳು, ಜಂತುಗಳು ಇಲ್ಲ. ಇರುವುದೆಲ್ಲವೂ ಮೂಲಭೂತವಾಗಿ ಒಂದೇ ವಸ್ತುವಿನಿಂದ ಬಂದಿರತಕ್ಕಂಥದ್ದು. ಎಲ್ಲವೂ ಸಕಲವು ಬ್ರಹ್ಮಮಯ ಅಂತ ಅರ್ಥ. ಸಕಲವು ಬ್ರಹ್ಮಮಯ. So the basic substrate, Adhara, is that supreme, unexplainable, undescribable, pure awareness, attributeless, Param Brahma Vastu. So it's called Nirvikara, Nirvishesha, Nirguna. No attributes. There is no name and form. Nirguna, Nirakara. What is Nirakara, Nirguna, Nirvishesha? Attributeless. There are no different characters. There are no appendages. There are no different parts. It is Ekam, Swayam, plus Advitiyam. There is no second vastu there. Only one vastu. Only one vastu. You call it as, from our point of view, a godly principle, cosmic principle, supreme consciousness, Parama Chaitanya, Maha Chaitanya, Parabrahma Vastu, Paramatma Vastu, all these names. It is nothing but Atma Vastu. That itself is your Atma Vastu. That itself is the central core point, Atma Tattva. That is a Pratyagatma inside the body. Pratyagatma inside the body is nothing but godly principle. So that Pratyagatma present in Jiva ultimately is nothing but God. So in that sense, Jiva is no way different from God. The core point, if you consider, now in the previous long back, in the shlokas of Viveka Chudamani, while discussing, Acharya has made all these points very clear, very, very, very clear. By applying Bhagalakshana, by applying the principle called Bhagalakshana, or Jahat Ajahat Lakshana Swat, principle of Jahat Ajahat Lakshana, also called Bhagalakshana, Acharya has very clearly mentioned, declared that there is no difference between Jiva and Ishvara. By Upadhi, Ishvara appears to be Sarvajna, God. He is totally under his control. Maya is there, surrounded by his own Maya, his own potency. Ishvara appears as Saguna Brahma, Saguna principle, godly principle, God with a name and a form and attributes. So that Ishvara appears as Saguna Brahma with name and form and attributes. So you call it as God or Ishvara. He is Sarvajna, omnipotent, omniscient, omnipresent. These are the words. Always, sometimes these words, sometimes I feel, by using repeated, ultimately we lose the connection. You take any book on philosophy, God is omnipotent, omniscient, omnipresent. So we simply by heart those words and speak, oh, God is omnipotent. What does it mean in simple? Sarvajna. Sarvajna. Everything is known. God is present everywhere. Omnipresence. Omnipotent. Sarvashakta. Omniscient. Sarvajna. So, whereas Jiva, individual, your individual entity by a name, Nagaraj Padaki, for example. Individual entity. What is this Nagaraj Padaki? Individual entity, Jiva. He is known as Alpajna. So Jiva is Alpajna, Ishvara is Sarvajna. That is the main difference. Ishvara, God, responsible for creation, sustenance, and destruction of the creation itself. Jiva being Alpajna is under the spell of Maya. He is bound by Maya with a limited capacity. So he cannot be omniscient. He cannot be omnipresent because he is limited to his physical body. And so consequentially, by the same law, Jiva cannot be a creator, sustainer, and destroyer. like Brahma, Vishnu, Maheshwara. So in that sense, Jiva is called Alpajna, not Sarvajna. In common sense, so the individual person is not God. If anybody says you are God, people will laugh at you. Am I right? People will laugh at us. It is not the point. Acharya has made this very clear in the earlier shlokas. By Bhaga Lakshana, by Jahat Ajahat Lakshana, you remove the upadhis, outer impositions. Remove the upadhis. What remains inside is the same point. If you take away the upadhi of Ishvara, Sarvajnatva, and his potency of Maya, you take away the upadhi of Jiva, his limited sense, limited to physical body which is about to die, take away that. What remains in the center, inside the Jiva, the same pulsating, everlasting attributelets, Chaitanya, Parama Chaitanya. What principle is there in Ishvara? The same Parama Chaitanya. So if you avoid the upadhis, both are one and the same. I'm just going back and back. Acharya, to make this understand, he gives an example in Viveka Chudamani earlier, which we have already covered. I am rebrushing the memory once again. He takes a simple example, very valid in 1200 years before. What example he takes? Now, if you look at an army, the main general, the king, the emperor is the head of the army. So, if you look at a foot soldier in the vast army, now, by looking at the dress, by looking at the nature of the helmet, the spear, and the weapons they are carrying, by nature of other paraphernalia, by the nature of the headgear, you can distinguish the emperor, the king, from the ordinary soldier. You can say that he is a soldier and he is the king. How do you differentiate? How do you differentiate? By looking at their dress, paraphernalia attached to them, and the rank and the position, the weapons they are carrying, and by Rajamukuta the king wears, whereas the Rajamukuta is not worn by the soldier. So you say that he's a soldier and he's a king. But if you divest all the paraphernalia, all the weapons, all the investitutes, all the dress materials, and if you make them to stand side by side, both appear simply as the two human beings. If you make them to, remain naked and stand in front of you, no, you cannot make out who is a king and who is a soldier. So because of upadhis, because of superimposition, the difference is there. Ultimately, inside they are the same human being, no difference. So that is the example Acharya has given. Too much of a digression here. So ultimately, once the reality dawns about the real nature of my own, that Jiva is nothing but Brahmaswarup, then nothing else is to be known. Now, Chandrasekhar Bharati Mahaswamigal goes on explaining this point, taking that famous in this context, that Vedantic shloka he explains here. In this context, Chandrasekhar Bharati Mahaswamigal takes up the beautiful Vedantic shloka and explains that point. For this, Vaktavyam kimu vidyate atra bahuda brahmaiva jivam swayam. Jiva is nothing but Brahma only. To explain this, Mahaswamigal quotes a beautiful shloka, Vedantic shloka. The shloka is very simple, easy to understand. The shloka says, Ardha shlokena pravakshami yaduktam granthakotibihi. Ardha shlokena pravakshami yaduktam granthakotibihi. Brahma satyam jagan mithya jivo brahmaiva naparaha. Brahma satyam jagan mithya jivo brahmaiva naparaha. So the first charana of the shloka says, what can be explained and described in thousands and thousands of books on Vedanta, that core point, I will explain to you only in half the charana. Yaduktam grantha kodavihi ardha shlokena pravaksha. I will tell you in half charana of a shloka itself what is said in thousands and thousands and thousands of books on Vedanta, in Shastras. What is that? Brahma satyam jagan mithya jivo brahmaiva naparaha. Brahma is the only reality. Parabrahma vastu, godly principle, is the only reality. Now there are 4 points here in this charana. Brahma satyam jagan mithya jivo brahmaiva naparaha. Brahma satyam, Paramatma vastu, Parabrahma vastu, unmanifest, primordial, moola, sanatana, avyakta, attributeless, motionless, that nirvikara, nirvishesha, nirguna, Paramatma vastu, satyam, it always exists. It always exists as it is, without any change, without any transformation, without any growth or decay or subject to death. It is neither born nor it will die. There are no modifications, no vikara. Janana, Vruddhi, Yavvana, Jara, Marana, Vyadhi, all the kleshas are not there. It is as it is. Dhamma Satyam. So it is the primordial truth. Primordial truth. Jagan Mithya. This created Jagat is false. Mithya. False in the sense it is not really real. It looks like for our 5 senses in the waking state, but really it is unreal. Really unreal because it appears, it is subject to changes, subject to transformation, subject to decay, and finally one day it will vanish. So anything which appears, changes, transforms, and finally vanishes by death or decay, this cannot be satyam. So it is mithya. Brahma satyam jagan mithya. Second point. Jivo brahmaiva. Jivaha brahma eva. Third point. This jiva is nothing but parabrahma vastu only. Jivaha brahma eva. Fourth point. Na paraha. Na paraha. It is not different. Na paraha. Fourth point. So in this charana, there are 4 points. Brahma satyam. First point. Jagan mithya. Second point. Jivo brahmaiva. Third point, na paraha. Fourth point. It is not different. It is not something different. Jiva is Brahma only. Jiva is godly principle only. So that is the point. Swami introduces. Vaktavyam kimu vidyate yatra bahuda brahmaiva jiva swayam brahmaita jagat atatam nusakalam brahma dvitiyam shruti. Next 2 charanas of the shloka. ब्रह्मैवाहमिति प्रबुद्धमतयः सन्त्यक्तबाह्यास्फुटम् ब्रह्मीभूय वसन्ति सन्तत चिदानन्दात्मना एतत् ध्रुवम्. So, ಬ್ರಹ್ಮವು ಅದ್ವಿತೀಯವೂ ಏಕವೂ ಆಗಿದೆ ಅಂತ ಶ್ರುತಿ ಹೇಳಿದ ಮೇಲೆ ನಾನು ಆ ಬ್ರಹ್ಮಸ್ವರೂಪನೇ ಆಗಿದ್ದೇನೆ ಅಂತ ಕುಶಾಗ್ರಮತಿಯಿಂದ ಉತ್ತಮ ಅಧಿಕಾರಿಯಾದ ಜಿಜ್ಞಾಸು ಮುಮುಕ್ಷು ಅದನ್ನು ಅರಿತ ಮೇಲೆ ಬಾಹ್ಯ ವಸ್ತುಗಳ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಆಸೆಗಳನ್ನು ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಸ್ಫುಟವಾಗಿ ತಾನು ಬ್ರಹ್ಮಸ್ವರೂಪನೇ ಆಗಿದ್ದೇನೆ ಅನ್ನೋ ಬ್ರಹ್ಮಭಾವದಿಂದ ಆತ್ಮಭಾವದಿಂದ ಸದಾಕಾಲ ಚಿದಾನಂದ ಸ್ವರೂಪರಾಗಿಯೇ ನಿಶ್ಚಲರಾಗಿಯೇ ಆನಂದ ಸ್ವರೂಪದಲ್ಲಿ ಇರ್ತಾರೆ. ಇದು ನಿಶ್ಚಯ. ಆಚಾರ್ಯ ಹೇಳಿದರು ಏತದ್ ಧ್ರುವಂ, ದಿಸ್ ಈಸ್ ಡೆಫಿನೆಟ್. ಏತದ್ ಧ್ರುವಂ, ದಿಸ್ ಈಸ್ ಡೆಫಿನೆಟ್. ನಿಶ್ಚಯ. ವಿಚ್ ಒನ್? ಬ್ರಹ್ಮೈವಾಹಮಿತಿ ಪ್ರಬುದ್ಧ ಮತಯ ಸಂತ್ಯಕ್ಯ ಬಾಹ್ಯಾಸ್ಫುಟಂ. ಸಂತತ್ಯ ಬಾಹ್ಯ ಬಾಹ್ಯ ಬ್ರಹ್ಮೈವಾಹಮಿತಿ ಪ್ರಬುದ್ಧ ಮತಯ. ಪ್ರಬುದ್ಧ ಮತಯ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ those ultimately the blessed ones, the chosen ones, the selected ones, the highest mumukshus who have ultimately reached the pinnacle of their sadhana mode, who have directly perceived, realized that I am the Brahma Swarup. Such great souls, noble souls, they are the knowers of Brahma. Prabuddhamataya Brahmaivahamiti. Brahmaeva ahamiti. Brahmaivahamiti. I am that Brahma Swarupa only. After realizing that, Santyakta Bahya Skutam, by realizing that I am the entire, this Brahma Padartha, what happens? They are no more attached to the externals. Santyakta Bahya Skutam. So all external enjoyments and Vishya Sukhas, they are no more any more interested. Least they give up all the paraphernalia and they remain Brahmi Bhuya Vasanti Santada Chidananda Mani Etat Dhruvam. They always remain Brahmi Bhuya. That means Brahmanishta. They always remain as Brahmanishta or Atmanishta. Vasanti, Brahmi Bhuya Vasanti, Santada Chidanandatmani Etat Dhruvan. Always they are the manifestation of supreme bliss, Chit Ananda, awareness. They are always established in the awareness, total awareness that I am that Brahma Swarupa. So the locus, the mind has been totally purified. Desires have totally vanished. Totally, the feeling that I am the body is totally gone. There is complete manonasha, as it is called. So they are devoid of the feeling of I am the body, mind complex. So they remain always as Chidananda Rupa, Chidananda Swarupa, Chit Ananda Swarupa. Or it can also be called Sat Chit Ananda Swarupa. So they remain as Sat Swarupa, Chit Swarupa, Ananda Swarupa. There is no doubt about it. It is a definite. Absolutely. That's what Acharya says. Etat Dhruvam. Brahmi Bhuya Vasanti Santada Chidanandatmani Etat Dhruvam. Chidananda Atmana Etat Dhruvam. Etat Dhruvam. It is definite. 100%. Then next sloka, Acharya takes up. Fairly long one. Jahi malamaya koshe aham dhiyotthapitasham rasava anila kalpe linga dehe pipaschat nigamagatita kirtim nityamananda murtim swayati parichiya brahma rupena tishtha. Acharya is telling the disciple, now by understanding your own self clearly, by becoming Brahma Bhoya, you must become always Brahmanishta or Atmanishta, and only in that state, 24/7 in our language, always remain in that state of Atmanishtatva. Always Tishtha means remain eternally, without any change, without deviation. Always that point should be there in the mind, absolutely, that you are that Brahma Swarupa. No change. No more you are the body-mind complex. No more you are the physical body or subtle body or causal body. You are beyond all the three bodies. All those things earlier Acharya has explained. What is physical body, what is subtle body, what is causal body. ಸ್ಥೂಲ ಶರೀರ, ಸೂಕ್ಷ್ಮ ಶರೀರ ಅಥವಾ ಲಿಂಗ ಶರೀರ ಎರಡು ಒಂದೇ, ಮತ್ತು ಕಾರಣ ಶರೀರ ಇದ್ಯಾವುದೂ ಅಲ್ಲ. Remain in that sense of presence that you are Brahma Padartha. That is a point here in the shloka. Acharya is hinting it. So again, he takes a simple way of dealing the things here. The first two charanas. Jahi malamaya kosha aham dhiyotha yothapita pasham aham dhi uthapita asha. Sorry. Jahi malamaya koshe aham dhi uthapita asham prasabha anila kalpe linga dehepi paschat. Tadanantara paschat. First Acharya says in the two charanas, the attachment you have towards your physical sharira, this body, sthula sharira, this gross body, remove the attachment first. Remove the attachment on this gross body. Then paschat, then remove your attachment with your subtle body also, linga sharira, sukshma sharira, that also, by force. Prasabha means by determination, by constant effort, by force. Give up, throw away, remove what? Your attachment to sukshma sharira, linga sharira. That's what he says. So jahi means give up. Give up ಅಂತ. ಜಹಿ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಬಿಟ್ಬಿಡಪ್ಪ. ಈ ಮೋಹ ಇದೆಯಲ್ಲ, ಯಾವುದು? ಮಲಮಯ ಕೋಶೆ ಅಹಂ ಧೀಯ ಉತ್ಥಾಪಿತ ಆಶಾಂ. ಮಲಮಯ ಕೋಶೆ, ಈ ಶಬ್ದವನ್ನು ಆಚಾರ್ಯರು ಹಿಂದೆ ಮಲಭಾಂಡವತ್ವಪು ಅಂತ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ಹೇಳಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಈ ಶರೀರ, ನಮ್ಮ ದೇಹ, ಸುಂದರವಾದ ಶರೀರ ಇದೆಯಲ್ಲ, ಆಚಾರ್ಯರು ಏನು ಕರೀತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ? ಮಲಮಯ ಕೋಶ. ಈ ಶರೀರ ಒಳಗೆ ಮೇಲೆ ನೋಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಎಷ್ಟು ಸುಂದರವಾಗಿದೆ, ಚರ್ಮದ ಆಕಾರ, ಹೊದಿಕೆ ಮತ್ತು ಇದರ ಬಣ್ಣದಿಂದ, ಈ ರೂಪದಿಂದ ಈ ದೇಹದ ಆಕಾರ ಎಷ್ಟು ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಕಾಣ್ತಾ ಇದೆಯೋ, ಅದರ ಒಳಗಡೆ ಆಚಾರ್ಯರು ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ ಏನಿದೆಯಪ್ಪ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಕೇವಲ ಮಲ, ಫೀಕಲ್ ಮ್ಯಾಟರ್. ಲಾಂಗ್ ಬ್ಯಾಕ್ ಈಸ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ಲೈನ್ಡ್ ಆಲ್ ದಿಸ್. ದೇಹದಲ್ಲಿ ಸದಾ, ನಮ್ಮ ದೇಹದಲ್ಲಿ ಸದಾ ಬೆವರು ಉತ್ಪತ್ತಿ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ದೇಹದಲ್ಲಿ ಸದಾ ಮೂತ್ರಕೋಶಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಮೂತ್ರ ಉತ್ಪತ್ತಿ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಈ ದೇಹದ ಕರುಳುಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಸದಾಕಾಲ ಮಲ ಅಂದರೆ ಪಚನಗೊಳ್ಳದ, ದುರ್ವಾಸನೆಯಿಂದ ಕೂಡಿದ ಮಲ, ಆಹಾರ ಉತ್ಪತ್ತಿ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಆಚಾರ್ಯರು ಏನ್ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ? ಜಹಿ ಮಲಮಯ ಕೋಶೆ ಅಹಂ ಧೀ ಉತ್ಥಾನ ಅಹಂ ಧೀ ಉತ್ಥಾಪಿತ ಆಶಾಂ. ಈ ಇಂಥ ಮಲ ತುಂಬಿದ, ಹೊಲಸು ತುಂಬಿದ ದೇಹದಲ್ಲಿ ನೀನು, ನಾನು ಈ ದೇಹ ಅನ್ನೋ ಭಾವನೆಯಿಂದ ಏನೇನು ಆಸೆಗಳನ್ನ ಕಟ್ಕೊಳ್ತಾ ಇದೆಯಲ್ಲಪ್ಪ, ಅದನ್ನ ಬಿಟ್ಬಿಡು. ಈ ಮಲಮಯ ಕೋಶ ಅನ್ನೋ ದೇಹದ ಮೇಲೆ ನಿನಗೆ ಬರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಆಸೆಗಳಿದೆಯಲ್ಲ, ನಾನು ನಾನು ಅನ್ನೋ ಆಸೆ ಇದೆಯಲ್ಲ, ಅದನ್ನ ಬಿಡು. ಜಹಿ, ತೆಗೆದಾಕೋ. ಪ್ರಸಭನಿ ಅನಿಲಕಲ್ಪೆ ಲಿಂಗದೇಹೇಪಿ ಪಶ್ಚಾತ್. ಈ ಸ್ಥೂಲ ಶರೀರದ ಮೇಲೆ ನೀನು ಆಸೆಯನ್ನ ಬಿಟ್ಟು ತೆಗೆದುಹಾಕು, ಜೊತೆಗೆ ನಿನ್ನ ಸೂಕ್ಷ್ಮ ಶರೀರದ ಮೇಲೆ ಇರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಆಸೆ ಇದೆಯಲ್ಲ ಅದನ್ನೂ ತೆಗೆದುಹಾಕು. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅರ್ಥ ಏನು? ಇಂದಲ್ಲ ನಾಳೆ ಬಿದ್ದು ಹೋಗತಕ್ಕಂತಹ, ದೇಹದ ಒಳಗೆ ಕಲ್ಮಶಗಳೇ ತುಂಬಿರತಕ್ಕಂತಹ, ದೇಹದ ಒಳಗೆ ಮೂತ್ರ ಮಲ ರುಧಿರು ತುಂಬಿರತಕ್ಕಂತಹ ಈ ದೇಹದ ಮೇಲೆ ಹೆಚ್ಚು ಮೋಹ ಬೇಡ. ಇದು ನಾನು ಅನ್ನೋ ಮೋಹ ಬೇಡ. ಅದರಿಂದ ಉದ್ಭವ ಆಗೋ ಆಸೆಗಳು ಅದನ್ನು ಬಿಟ್ಬಿಡು. ಈ ದೇಹ ನಾನು ಅಂದಾಗ ದೇಹಕ್ಕೆ ಸಂಬಂಧಪಟ್ಟ ಆಸೆಗಳು ಮುಂದೆ ಬರುತ್ತವೆ, ದೇಹಕ್ಕೆ ಸಂಬಂಧಪಟ್ಟಂತ ಆಸೆಗಳು. ಅದರಿಂದ ಈ ನಾನು, ಈ ಸ್ಥೂಲ ಶರೀರ ಮತ್ತು ಅದರಿಂದ ಉದ್ಭವ ಆಗುವ ಆಸೆಗಳು ಎಲ್ಲವನ್ನು ಬಿಟ್ಟುಬಿಡು. ತದನಂತರ ಪಶ್ಚಾತ್ ಏನ್ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ ಆಚಾರ್ಯರು? ಪ್ರಸಭ ಅನಿಲಕಲ್ಪೆ ಲಿಂಗದೇಹೇತಿ. ಪ್ರಸಭಂ ಅನಿಲಕಲ್ಪೆ ಲಿಂಗದೇಹೇತಿ. ಪ್ರಸಭಂ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ಬೈ ಫೋರ್ಸ್. ಇದರ ಜೊತೆಗೆ ಗಮನ ಇಟ್ಟು ಶ್ರದ್ಧೆಯಿಂದ ನಾನು ಸೂಕ್ಷ್ಮ ಶರೀರ ಅನ್ನೋ ಭಾವನೆಯನ್ನು ಬಿಟ್ಬಿಡ್ಬೇಕು. ಪ್ರಸಭಂ ಅನಿಲಕಲ್ಪೆ ಲಿಂಗದೇಹೇಪಿ. ಅನಿಲಕಲ್ಪೆ ಲಿಂಗದೇಹೇಪಿ ಆಶಾಂ ಜಹಿ ಅಂತ. ವಾಯು ರೂಪದಲ್ಲಿ ಕಣ್ಣಿಗೆ ಕಾಣದೆ ಒಳಗಡೆ ಇರತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಈ ಸೂಕ್ಷ್ಮ ಶರೀರದ ಮೇಲಿರುವ ಆಸೆಯನ್ನು ಬಿಟ್ಟುಬಿಡು. ನಾನು ಸೂಕ್ಷ್ಮ ಶರೀರಿ, ನಾನು ಸ್ಥೂಲ ಶರೀರಿ, ಇವೆಲ್ಲ ಭಾವನೆಗಳನ್ನು ತ್ಯಜಿಸ್ಬಿಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ಸೊ ವಾಟ್ ಹಿ ಸೇಸ್ ಹಿಯರ್, ultimately Acharya says, forcibly give up the desires aroused by the false sense of your identifying with the physical body. Give up all the desires by identifying yourself with your physical body. Jahi means give up. Utthapita asham, the desires which have come by identifying yourself as a physical body. Jahi means give up. Why Acharya uses the adjective malamaya kosha? Malamaya koshe utthapita asham jahi. So your body is full of impurities. Outside, the skin covering, the skin folding, body looks so beautiful depending on the color of the skin, fairness of the skin. Person is called beautiful, fair, most beautiful. But inside, Acharya says, it is malamaya kosha. It is full of impurities. All the time your body inside is producing impurities. Mala. What are the impurities? Your body is producing sweat. Your body is producing the urine. It has to be discharged. If the urine is retained, it will turn towards poison. The ketone body formations, all the doctors nowadays, they are very clear on the urine analysis. How they are concentrating on how much creatinine level is there increasing in your blood sample, depending on the function of the kidneys, creatinine and creatinine levels, sodium levels. So that gives them an idea that your urine is not up to the mark. So more such impurities are there. If they are there in the body in the form of urine, they are detrimental to health of the body. Doctors will say, watch for that. So why do they always do urine test, urine analysis? Because it is an excreta. It should not be retained. It should be thrown out. It becomes poisonous later if it is retained. All the impurities of urine, if they are retained, not filtered by the kidney, it becomes dangerous to the health. That is what doctors will tell you. So Acharya says, your body is full of malamaya kosha, he said. Your body is full of sweat, urine constantly being produced, and fecal matter in the intestine constantly produced. whatever food with all earnest enjoyment, with sensuous pleasure, we eat different types of food because of our taste. Nowadays, I came across a word, people, I didn't know earlier, foodies, they are called. Some people are called foodies, I believe. Foodie means they have got tremendous taste in highly palatable, highly interesting, highly tasty varieties of food. So it means they are born to eat only. So the food, what happens? If it is not digested properly, everyone knows that, but nobody bothers on. The undigested food gets stuck in our small intestine and the large intestine, especially in the colon part. It is a source of putrefaction, bacterial fermentation, bacterial decomposition, and whatnot, all sorts of problems. It results in constipation and then septicemia. So many things and so many other problems connected with that. It may result in fissures. It may result in ulcers. It may result in fistula. It may result in piles. Finally, your health is totally gone if digestion is not proper. So, Acharya says, your body is a bag full of impurities. And thinking that I am the physical body, all the desires connected with the physical body arise and we become slaves to our own desires. So give up that, he says. Jahi means give up. Jahi means give up. Give up the desires aroused by the false sense that I am this physical body. Jahi malamaya koshe aham dhi utthapita asham. Then he says, next line. Prasabam anilakalpe lingadehe pipascha. Then similarly, prasabam means by force. Give up. With greater persistence, give up the feeling that I am the subtle body. I am the linga sharira, I am the subtle body. So that means your attachment to sharira should be given up. Sharira bhimana should be given up. Sharira here means Acharya is clear cut. Both physical body, visible, and the invisible linga sharira inside, subtle body inside. So you have to give up the attachment. You must always, by force, you must think, I am not this body. I am not this body. Means neither I am the physical body nor I am the sukshma sharira. Neither I am the sukshma sharira nor I am the sthula sharira. Neither I am this gross body nor the linga sharira. Linga sharira, sukshma sharira are synonyms. They are one and the same. Long back, Acharya has explained all these things. Linga sharira, subtle body. What is that? Subtle body is your jiva, jivatma as it is called. The subtle body after death comes out. So the subtle body completely covers your atma, your self-shining principle, completely covers. That is the effect of Maya. So the subtle body covers the atma and comes out. So you call it as jiva or atma or jivatma. So jivatma or jiva or subtle body, invisible. What is that? It is invisible, made up of 5 panchendriyas, karmendriyas, 5 jnanendriyas, and 5 panchapranas, and your antakarana chatushtaya, manas, buddhi, ahankara, and chitta. So subtle body is nothing but
butter and tuppa
invisible. Invisible, your gross body in the invisible form with the same mind, buddhi complex. Mind and buddhi complex. And then panchapranas. The panchapranas, vital force, they bind all together all these things with your Atma as outer covering, along with three more things: avidya, kama, and karma. Primary ignorance, avidya, causal body. Kama, all your desires of this birth. And karma, whatever actions you have done in this birth and previous birth, the baggage of karma. So, subtle body, Puryashtaka as it is called, is nothing but Jivatma, invisible. So, you are not even that. So, remember that. Remove that feeling. You are ultimately pure Atma Swarup. You have to come out of the upadhis. That's what Acharya is talking here. Give up all the upadhis that I am this body, I am this mind, I am this stula sharira, I am this sukshma sharira, I am this pranamaya kosha. See, all this, starting from sthula, this gross body, annamaya kosha. No, I am not this. Then manomaya kosha. No. Pranamaya kosha. No. Vidyanamaya kosha. The intellect, reasoning power. No. Anandamaya kosha. No. I am beyond all the five koshas. I am beyond all the five koshas. That is what the point Acharya is hinting. Already he has explained all these things earlier. So he simply says, give up the feeling that you are the gross body. Give up the feeling that you are the subtle body. By force, by constant practice. Then only things will remain perfect. You will come to the right conclusion. That is by personal experience. So the only 2 points here always we have to remember. Subtly invisible Sukshma Sharira, you are not. What you are appearing to others and to yourself as a gross Sharira, you are not. What does it mean? It means neither you are the body, mind, complex. In simple English, you are no more body, mind, intellect, complex. You are beyond that. So don't confine. These are all false identities or projections or upadhis. You must remember, these are all ultimately mithya. They have appeared, they will go away. What is your true nature? That is different. So he says, Nigama Gadita Kirtim, next two chapters. Nigama Gadita Kirtim Nityam Anandamurtim Swayati Parichiya Brahma Rupena Tishtha. So, what he says here, realizing your true nature, which is already explained in Shrutis, Shastras, Nigama Gatita Kirtim, you are Nitya Anandamurtim Swayati Parichiya Brahma Rupena Tishtha. You are that Ananda Swarupa, you are that Paramananda Swarupa, you are that Brahma Rupa itself, Swayati Parichiya. By understanding this, remain in that Brahma Bhava, Brahma Rupena Tishtha. Remain in that Brahma Bhava all the time. By discarding your appearance, your physical appearance as your true self, understand your real self and stay and abide in that all. You are that real self, capital S. You are not this outer I. You are that real self. Stay put in that condition, abide in that condition all the time. This is the advice Acharya has given to the Guru Sankalpa. We stop here. Rama Jaya Ram. I think we are stopping at the shloka number 394. We are stopping here. 394 verse. Sri Rama Jaya Rama Jaya Jaya Rama. 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 Hari Om. Namo Bhagavate Virajeshwara.
Hari Om, sir. Thank you.